Monsieur Ferrand, thank you very much. And as he said, this panel is being convened by two organizations. Firstly, the EDF group, who we're all very familiar with, and you'll hear from them during the panel, and also from the Challenge Program on Water and Food, which is part of the consultative group on international agricultural research. And again, we have a representative from that program here on the panel. But first, before we do that, we want to understand really what is this Nexus. You've all come to join us, and I hope you have some now understanding of what the Nexus is. This sort of interconnectivity between water, food, and energy, and the recognition that decisions that are taken in one area, whether it's at policy level or project level or program level, have a real impact potentially on others and can be counterproductive. They can be supportive, they can have unintended consequences, or they can build on each other mutually. And we are very fortunate today to have the co-chair of the Bonn 2011 Nexus Conference on the Water, Energy, Food Security Nexus, Uschi Eid, who is also a vice chair of the United Nations Secretary General Advisory Board on Water and Sanitation. And I'd like to invite Uschi, please, to come and educate us on this Nexus, please.
Good morning, everybody. I wanted to start gymnastic afterwards, but I have to make gymnastics now. You should have known by inviting me that I will not carry only the content from Bonn to Marseille, but also the spirit. And something that contributed to our spirit was that we have some formats of interacting, but I want that we interact in a very, how would I say, easy way. We have been sitting all week. Many of us have been sitting all morning already. So I would just like you to stand up, please. Just get up. Just get up. Just stand up. You stand here, please, Jeremy. Okay. Well, the topic was water, food, and energy security. So when I say water, we say, water? No, please, stay up. So get on your toes, please, get on your toes. Water? No, we have too much water here, too much rain, no rain. Others are coming from countries where there is no, please, rain, please, come in, water, please, rain above us, and, go to the fields, and then we have energy. So you move your muscles and you load yourself with energy for the rest of the day to end very energetic this Marseille meeting. And then we have the food. We need food. Please, I'm so hungry. All this week I was so busy. Please give me some food. I haven't even had breakfast. Please, food, come here. Yeah? I think, well, that's true. And then the Nexus. Okay, so we want to have independence or relations with the soil. You know, we are looking for the potatoes. Yeah, we are looking for good soil. So just move your body and get into relation with the nature. Okay, so this is a little bit gymnastics for the morning. Good morning. Well, it's my real big pleasure to be here as Vice Chair of UNSCAP, but as well as the co-chair of the 2011 Bonn Conference. The German government launched this intensive process already in 2010, where I had the privilege and the honor, together with my Rwandan co-chair, to lead the process for over a year, to prepare together with about 30 high-level individuals and experts, not really the top policymakers, but those who are influencing top policymakers, and some being myself a politician, I know that those who are influencing top policymakers are sometimes more important because, you know, they convey the knowledge. Now, this preparatory process was seen as a crucial debate and stepping stone in moving towards a green economy. While the Bonn Conference offered a great opportunity to explore the dimension of the Nexus, it is important to stress that it is only an immediate milestone in the process. So the Bonn Conference was not an end in itself. It was just one step. So, and we have a much longer way to go. But before I look into the future, let me quickly remind you of the motivations and the pressing challenges that led us to convene the Bonn Conference as well as this meeting here today. We are indeed under pressure. We all know this. Access to key resources that we need to sustain our livelihoods globally is indeed very much limited. We only see very slow improvements in the access to water, sanitation, food and energy, especially for those most deprived. Even if the numbers are improving, still 0.8 billion people lack access to safe drinking water. I must admit, I didn't have time to look into the newest data, so my data, which I have, might be a little bit different. I know I'm always saying 2.6 billion lack access to adequate sanitation, but I think the number has decreased a bit. 1.3 billion people lack access to electricity, 2.7 billion do not have access to modern and healthy forms of cooking, and still we have 1 billion people undernourished. And all this should be seen on the background of climate change, of population growth, of urbanization, and of course also on the background of increased lifestyle. Now, these people, the most deprived, who have left out so far, will need to gain access to resources within the next couple of years, because we have all committed ourselves not only vis-à-vis the Millennium Development Goals, but also coming now from here, from the whole week, we all have committed ourselves to have a human rights-based approach. At the same time, these resources are under severe pressure. We all know if we continue without any change, we are faced with a 40% reduction in available freshwater resources. This in turn will have severe impacts for the production of food and the generation of energy, for ecosystem services and eventually human livelihoods. And this is only one example that demonstrates how closely interlinked these three sectors are. Policies and actions in one sector are likely to have repercussions, positive or negative, on the others, as Jeremy has already said. Now, if we subsidize, for example, energy, we might use more water from deeper and deeper wells, exploiting groundwater and even not renewable aquifers. Yeah, so energy and water is very much connected. If in the European Union we have standards and norms for the size and the shape of cucumbers or apples, you know, we have to throw away those which do not fit into the shape. What a shame, yeah? So there is, and this is not only the food that we are throwing away, it's also the energy that was put into it to produce it and the water. Understanding the nexus and developing policies that help in overcoming sectorial thinking was one of the main goals of the Bonn Conference, and will continue to guide our efforts in this regard towards Rio and beyond. The Bonn Conference was instrumental in identifying so-called nexus opportunities, a range of recommended actions that are essential in tackling the most important nexus challenges. What are we talking about here? First, we need to aim for increased policy coherence. Whether at the international, national, or local level, we need to ensure that we move towards joint policies and planning tools that integrate water, food, and energy security, that integrate positions of different stakeholders. And maybe we have to change our mindset. If we look into problems from sectoral perspectives, we only get sectorial solutions. But for example, so it's a difference if you say, I want to upgrade the slum, and then you ask, what is then needed vis-à-vis food security, sanitation, water, and energy? It's different as if you are coming from a sectorial perspective. We can achieve this by creating inclusive platforms for dialogue, but also by rethinking our institutional setup and entering into new partnerships. Questions to ask would be, how do we redesign our departments in the ministries? How do we redesign our departments in the municipality so they have that they are connected and have this nexus approach? Well, what is now there? We have to ask them, what is their contribution to achieve